Brazil, one of the most beautiful countries in the world, but there's one thing that hits you immediately. People here don't just dance, they live for it. Meanwhile, back in the UK, we can barely manage a sweaty little two-step. Here, dancing is in their DNA, and at the heart of all of it, one person pulling the strings, the DJ, treated like royalty, kings, orchestrators of the dance floor. And I only have one more week left in Brazil, so I gave myself a challenge. Can I become a Brazilian DJ in just 7 days? Hopefully go from random gringo to leaving as a respected selector. How do I do that? I have no idea.
Shit, he's just replied, just pull it back now, take it tap now.
But let's find out.
Okay, so first things first, I need to do a bit of market research and immerse myself in this beautiful Brazilian culture. I need some hands-on experience, I need to see it from my own eyes, all for scientific purposes, just so I have a better grasp of what's going on. So, I guess let's get involved, shall we? That was fun. I think I could do with just a little bit more immersion. Let's go. Maybe like just a tiny bit more immersion. Let's go. I think I've gathered all the information I've needed. That is enough immersion for one trip. Okay, so I've discovered the DJs out here are insane, but there's just one small problem. I can't speak Portuguese, and if I have learned anything, it's that Brazilians won't trust a silly gringo even with the simplest of tasks, let alone let him behind a pair of decks. So if I want in on this DJ scene, I'm gonna need to find another angle. I'm gonna need to find a way to prove myself. So instead of talking the talk, maybe I can sample it instead. Because ultimately, it's the music that gets people moving. So maybe, just maybe, if I can create a Brazilian funk track so good that Brazilians can't help but two-step to it, then I have no choice but to let me behind the decks to play it. But first, what even is Brazilian funk? Where did it come from? Where did it start? Why does it make people move the way it does? Let's have a little rewind, shall we?
It's the 1980s. The favelas of Rio are loud, chaotic, and full of life, but not in the way you'd expect. American DJs are blasting a weird new sound from Miami. Huge basses with synthy melodies over some funky breakbeats. This stuff is called Miami bass, a raw booming subgenre of American hip hop. And somehow, it starts making its way down to Brazil.
But Brazilians don't just copy it, they flip it.
Producers in Rio start chopping the beats up, stripping it down, looping it, and throwing their own flavour into the mix. We're talking Portuguese lyrics, raw percussion, and this hypnotic rhythm that gets under your skin. It was gritty, DIY, and played in massive favela parties known as bailes, and that's where the name comes from, baile funk, party funk, or funk party.
But this wasn't just party music.
For people growing up in the Brazilian favelas, funk became more than just something to dance to. It gave people a voice. Music can become a microphone, and funk gave people that, a way to talk about real life, the good, the bad, the messy.
However, the problem is, not everyone liked that.
The government called it dangerous, rich people called it noise, but funk didn't care. It kept growing, spreading, getting louder. Because when no one gives you a platform, I guess you build your own sound system.
Wow, I hope you enjoyed that little history lesson, because that's the energy I want to tap into. Okay, so here's my challenge. I want to make a funk track that pays homage to the roots, but also still has some of that UK spice and flavour. But before I press play on a single button, I need a blueprint of what actually makes a funk track work.
Okay, so I've broken it down into 4 main elements. Drums. These are the rhythm, the heart, the soul, the body of the track. The sample. This gives the tune character, nostalgia, and puts it in that Brazilian environment. Vocal. Portuguese lyrics will give it that catchy vibe and make gringos want to throw their back out. And a bass line, so you can slam it on full volume in your car speaker and impress everyone in the neighborhood. So, let's get started, I guess.
Alright, boys and girls, we gotta get the groove. We gotta set the scene, we gotta build the body of the track. So, that being said, we're starting with the drums. Let's get to it. Okay, look, I'm small and discreet. I made music in about 3 months, so I'm gonna be a little rusty, but we're gonna speed run this for your viewing pleasure. So start when you kick, so we got this bad boy. And now we need a clap, so we got this bad boy. Combine them both together. And just like that, the funk track's done, we're ready. No, I'm joking. Okay, so next I added shitloads of layers. We got some nice little hats. And no funk track would be complete without the iconic boom cha cha boom cha. That's what we got. And all together, the drums sound something a little like this.
which sounds cool, but it's a little slow for me. We're at 130 beats per minute right now, and I want to be up in the big boy league. I don't want it to be a little chill two-step. I want it to be like sunglasses on, head banging, fucking throwing the shoulders out, you know what I mean? So we're gonna get our speed on. So we're gonna loop it and just turn the speed up. That's still too fast. Okay, I like that. 141. I mean, these drums are cool. They're the classic, but we're at this speed, mate. We need a little bit more energy, more vibrancy, more passion, more footwork. So we're gonna switch it up. Are you ready for this? See the energy change from this to this. So the drums are done. We have our skeleton. We have our body of our track. But now we need to give it some meat. We need to make it voluptuous. We need to blow someone's car speakers out their window. So that means we're on to the bass. All right, boys and girls, we're back in the producer chair, and we need a bass line, right? I'm thinking something simple, something like easy to bop to, no crazy fucking frog noises or anything like that. Just a nice rolling groovy bass line. So let's get back in. Okay, so I made this little guitar steel pan riff, which I think is pretty cool. And then all we need to do for the bass is just copy it, but make it fatter, wompier, and more. So then we have this. And then all we need to do is stack the living god out of that. Okay, one more. Fine, we'll do one more. Okay, finally a few little touches. Okay, so all together with the drums, it sounds a little something like this. Okay, I'm happy with that. That's sounding good. That's sounding voluptuous. So I think we move on to the next step. But I know we've just speed around that, but that has literally taken me all day. So I'll see you mañana. Alright, so it's a new day. The track's sounding good. We've got some meat behind it. We've got the structure, but I feel like it's lacking a bit of personality. So I think today we work on the vocals. And I have an idea, right? I want the vocals to switch between English and Portuguese, kind of like a call and response. Have like one bar in English and then one bar in Portuguese, and like bounce back and forth. Instead of spending hours hunting through the internet trying to find like the perfect samples that match up, which I think is going to be almost impossible. So I thought, as painful as this might be, why don't I try and sing the vocals myself and then put it through AI to make it sound like a woman or a man who can actually sing. And that way we can make sure it fits the flow of the track. Only issue is I'm gonna have to sing the lyrics. So I guess let's get to it. I guess after a bit of playing around, these are the lyrics, courtesy of my brain, Google Translate, and a bit of ChatGPT. So I guess we just work through it, recording it line by line. So let's go. Okay, I guess let's do this. Pull it back now, make it tap now, make it wiggle on the floor on the track now, make it rap when I rap. Okay, one more. Pull it back now, make it tap now, make it wiggle on the floor on the track now. Pull it back now, make it tap now, make it wiggle on the floor on the track now. Okay, English section done. The hardest part I think is going to be the Portuguese section, because I can't speak Portuguese, so we're going to have to use old faithful Google Translate on this one.
Joga pra cá.
Joga pra cá.
Vem pra dançar.
Vem pra dançar.
Não vim pra cantar.
Não vim pra cantar. Joguei pra cá, pra dançar. Two step now, vim pra cantar. Okay, I think we can work with that. So I'm going to cut all these together, throw it into some AI, bounce it back, and hopefully we'll have something that sounds less like me. Can you hear my computer? It's having a fucking seizure trying to make this song. I guess I went into this website called Kits AI and picked a few different models, and this is what it's sounding like at the minute.
Pull it back now, make it tap now, make it wiggle on the floor on the track now.
You know what? It's not bad, okay? I think with a little bit of editing, I can work with this, alright? Okay, so we've been grinding. I think I've got something. This is the before. Pull it back now, make it tap now, make it wiggle on the floor on the track now. Oh, that's painful. That's painful. And this is the after.
Pull it back now, make it tap now, make it wiggle on the floor on the track now.
Then throw that back into the song.
Pull it back now, make it tap now, make it wiggle on the floor on the track now.
That's not bad, bro. It's not bad. I feel like we can work with that. But writing these lyrics, recording that, and editing that all together has taken another day. And time is running out. But I can see some hope at the end of this tunnel. So
I guess I'll see you tomorrow. Alright, it's a fresh day. The song's sounding good. We've got our drums, we've got our bass, we've got some vocals. I just need to give it a bit more character and put it at that Brazilian spawn point. So, we're on to the sample. If you don't know what sampling is, it's essentially taking a small portion of a sound that already exists and then reworking it into your own way. For example, I could go, record it, put it into the software, chop it up, so now it goes, and now it's like a little hook or something like that. So I thought it'd be cool to sample some sounds out of my time here in Brazil. Let's go. There's also this website called radio.io, and it basically lets you pick different countries from around the world. For example, Turkey, and then it lets you pick an era, so 1960s, and then it will play songs from that era, which you can then cut up and sample in your own way. Okay, so my plan is to go to Brazil and just record a bunch of different sounds from there, and then see if we can cut that up and put it in our song somehow. Okay, I think I've got enough to work with there, so let's jump back in, sprinkle these around and see if we can fit them into the song. Alright, we're back in. Sprinkled my little Brazilian sounds everywhere. We also found this little nugget of a sample in my little hunt. It's in English, but it must have been from a Brazilian song. It sounds like this.
I already forgot your name, you should be lucky I can catch the.
And with some effects, it sounds like this.
I already forgot your name, you should be lucky I can catch the.
I'm not sure what the rest of it is.
Me lembra você.
Anyway, we've looped that little section. And then that's almost like a call and response with our vocals. Now we have. And then we've added a shit ton of layers, filled it up, add some effects, dotted around the rest of our samples. Oh, fuck. And I think we are done. There's just one small problem. I got too obsessed with this side quest making this song and forgot about the main objective, which was to be a DJ. And we've pretty much run out of time. We have one day left, but today is Saturday. I think if we have any chance of playing this out, today's the only day, but we're gonna have to go full kamikaze mode. It's currently 7 PM. I've just deleted all the songs off my USB apart from that one we've just made. And the only way we're going to do this is if I just turn up at a Brazilian party and just ask the DJ really nicely if I can play and somehow blag my way on to play this one song. Or I just throw the USB at him, see if he'll play it, and then I'll take the credit and just dance. Either or. There's not much time left, so this is the last resort. But first, we need to find a Brazilian party. So let's go. Okay, so as I waited for the band to finish and the DJ to come on, I was gearing up, ready to ask my question, get my time to shine. But I ended up bumping into some friends and getting a little too drunk, and the worst happened. So I've lost my USB for sure, but it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. We're positive mindset here. So I lost my USB somehow. It's disappeared into the depths of Brazil, and it's day 7. So all hope might be lost, but I did have a backup plan. Okay, so I thought, if for whatever reason we don't end up becoming a Brazilian DJ, I've loved making this music, so maybe we could become a Brazilian producer instead. And I thought, wouldn't it be really cool if we could get this song released on a Brazilian record label? And I think I know just the one. When I was in Sao Paulo, I saw a poster for an event doing 2-step UK garage in Brazil. Unfortunately, I was leaving that day, so I couldn't go, but it sent me down this big rabbit hole of discovering all these Brazilian artists. And that's where I discovered the brand Speed Test, which is the events brand, but they're also a record label. And the owner is also a Brazilian producer, making some crazy beats as well.
My name is Pedro Shediak. I'm a producer and DJ for 10 years in Brazil. I'm from Minas Gerais. I do Speed Test Rave, that's a label and a party in Brazil that blends Baile funk and other Brazilian underground electronic music.
I think this brand would be a perfect fit for the tune. So I've sent him an email explaining what we're doing, what the tune is, etc. And if he would like to release it on his label, Speed Test. So I guess we'll wait, we'll see a response, and fingers crossed we can make this happen. Shit, he's just replied, I'm too scared to look at the email. Okay. Says, this is crazy. I actually play your tracks a lot on Speed Test. Just sent you a DM on Instagram. Let's talk through there. This is crazy. Your song is the second one on my most viewed set on YouTube. Love your sound, man. Also really like the track you sent. My song is in one of his sets. That's crazy. Yo, what? That's my song. Wait. That's mental. I'm gonna reply. What should I say? Okay, I put, no way, that's so cool, crazy. Let me know if you think that song suits speed test. No problem if it doesn't. All right, I just replied to that message. Okay, we're gonna open it. I would love to release it really. Do you have a specific date in mind? No fucking way. That is crazy. And there we go, boys and girls. We may have not become a Brazilian DJ, but we did make a funk-inspired tune using Brazilian samples, which is now getting released on a Brazilian record label, which is pretty cool, and I'm very happy with that. So obviously there's still a lot of things to figure out when it's getting released, etc. So if you want to hear the tune when it comes out, head over to my Instagram @AlakazamUK, which is my music page, or 3am Kebab. Subscribe if you're not already, you little freak. If you come this far in this video and you're not subscribed, what the hell are you doing? Go follow Speed Test, go follow Chadiac. And if you come this far, I'm sure you're gonna want to hear what the song sounds like, because I only played little snippets. So here we go.